Hi, this is Ron Gannett here in beautiful Saddlebrook, Arizona. And you know, I've discovered that many people feel inadequate or feel that they cannot minister to other people because they don't have what they think someone else has or what they think they should have. But you know, I heard someone say one time, you just have to be there. And if you are willing to be the person God has called you to be and to be present there and to show up in the lives of other people, God can use you and do some amazing things. I have discovered that most people are open to the heart of God and to the things of God when they go through difficulty. That's why the Apostle Paul says here in Colossians chapter 1 and verse 24, he says, I rejoice that what I suffer for you, I fill up in my flesh that is still lacking in regard to Christ's afflictions. Paul is not saying that he is adding to the afflictions of Christ or to what Christ did on the cross, but by his suffering and his participation in the needs and suffering and pain of other people for their spiritual well-being, that God brings great joy to him, and he sees it as a way of participating in what God is doing for other people. So whether it was in Jerusalem or Antioch or Asia Minor or Macedonia or sailing to Rome, the Apostle Paul was willing to be there, to be present, to reflect the love of God towards other people in his own life. And you know, my friends, God uses Paul's and God uses little widows with 2 little copper coins that are put in the offering plate. God uses people that have great ability and people that are afraid of their shadow, because we all have a sphere of influence, and all he calls us to do is to be faithful and to show up and to participate in God's work in our sphere of influence. I remember years ago, Susie and I got home from a lengthy trip to Indonesia speaking at conferences. We had a little layover in Paris. We landed on a snowy January day in Toronto and got home. And I was unloading all the luggages, the suitcases out of the car into the house. And one of my neighbors, this little chubby lady, came by, and she was I said, "Hi, Maria." And she was down-pressed and gave me a very weak. I said, "How are you doing?" And she said, "Not too good." And I said, "What's the problem?" And she talked about all the things going on in her life and family. And I said, "Maria, come over here." And I put my arms around her. I gave her a hug. And in that embrace, we prayed and asked the grace of God to break through into her situation. You know, I walked away thinking, all you got to do is be there. It may be on a snowy day, unloading luggage out of a car, but if you are there, available for other people, God will use you. So today, open your eyes, look around you, and be there. Be God's person for the people in your path today.